It's tactic time. Wait, no, it's tip time, but there's tips on tactics and transfers and scouting. It's a tip video. This is my video with a few tips, bit of a guide on some things that I use during my Football Manager saves that hopefully will help you in your Football Manager saves, whether you're new to the game or whether you've been playing it for a while. Let's check them out. You used to be able to get players to swap position on this page. You used to go here, click here, and it used to be here. It's not there anymore. So can you still get players to swap position? Yes, you can. You go up here, the player, click on the role, and it's hidden right down here. And if you want them to swap with the other winger, click on that. Click on the other one. Yep, they're on swap as well. Your wingers will swap positions during the game. I don't tend to use multiple tactics, but if you do, did you know there is one that you are training as a primary tactic and one that is a secondary tactic? And it doesn't have to be the one in the position of number one. So if you introduce a second tactic, you decide this is now the one that we want to start the games with, click on there, set as primary, and it will help this get a lot better, a lot faster. This is now your number one tactic, but you are still training this one in the background. Did you know you can set up a plan for certain scenarios during the match? If you're not one of those people who likes to click and watch and adjust during the game and just let things happen, but you do want to impact the game, this is how you do it. You jump over here to match plans, click create new, we're just going to call it number 2, and then we're going to add a scenario. So let's say if you are losing by 2 goals, then we want to go very attacking, we want to substitute tired players, and we want to go more direct passing. Click OK, and whenever you're using that tactic, if you go 2 down, the game will automatically update your instructions. So you don't have to sit there clicking and watching. Just let it happen. Hopefully your team gets back in the game. So, lots of people say using high-intensity tactics, players get tired. This is correct. It's going to happen. There's 2 things you can do. One, come over here, see who's tired after the games, and you hit training, hit rest, and give them a couple of days off. Or you can also automatically set it up here. So you could put no gym work if they're that tired, no gym work if they're that tired. We'll drop it down to half, and then we're only doing a full training if they're fit enough to do so. And this means after the games, they're getting that extra rest, keeping them fit for your important matches. This one's a big one for me. It's something I really enjoy doing. So you want players to develop and be ready for your first team. First thing, we go down to Development Center, down here, be on the overview, and then I'll generally pick a squad, and I can look here, and you can see Andy Watt, 15 years old, massive, massive potential. So I'll do this with the first team players as well, but I think it's really important with youth players. I'd click on Andy, go in here, and in my team I've got an advanced forward. I would click that, and I would take control of his individual training. I don't want to control everyone's. I want to take control of everything, but I will put that on there, and then I'll pick some attributes that I think are important as well. Like his attacking movement. You can see decisions off the ball. We can improve all that. And his role familiarity is low at the moment. It'll get better and better. All this will improve, and by the time he hits the team, he will be ready to play the role. How to solve player unhappiness with playing time. We all have it. You start with a player, you sign him at the start of the season. He's an important player. By the end of the season, he's not quite so important. This is how you fix it. So this is how you check it, first of all. Go to Dynamics, go to Happiness. You can see we've got 3 players unhappy with their playing time. So what you can do, you can right-click on their name. You go down, you go to Squad, and you go to Agreed Playing Time. He's no longer a regular starter. So let's see what we can get away with. He will be happy to be changed to a fringe player. We will do that for pairing. We will try it for him as well. Doesn't want to be a fringe player, so we don't just go ahead with that because it's only going to make it worse. Let's try Impact Sub. He's happy with that. And Paul Jolly, let's try you as also an Impact Sub. 3 players unhappy. So if we go on holiday for, let's try 3 days. Let's go on holiday for 3 days. And then if we go back to Dynamics, back to Happiness, You can see 2 of them are now happy with their playing time. That's gone up. That's gone up. He's still unhappy. I think it's time that Paul left the club. But you see, it will work. But if it doesn't work, it's time for them to move on. He's unhappy with a few things, to be fair. If you're still here, hopefully you're enjoying the video. And if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. Also, the link to my Patreon will be down in the description of the video. So if you do want that unreleased content, go and check it out. Let's get back to the tips. You to find out your best 11 and also the future prospects. So we all know on this page, you can go here, pick without restriction, best 11. Brilliant. Throws them in there. Also, we've got the squad planner introduced, and you can go through this one at a time and click through. But you can go up here to report, best 11, click on that, and then it breaks it down, gives you the star rating, but it also lets you know some of the prospects for the same positions. Important to note, though, this is in the opinion of your assistant manager, the star rating. So your assistant manager doesn't have a very good judging player potential or judging player ability, then it might be wrong. So I err on the side of caution, but it's good information to have. So when scouting players, this can get a little bit boring. Scout, yeah, got full knowledge, great. Did you know you can select up to 50 to do it in one go? And then you just go like that, and all these players will be scouted. Same works if you had a filter on. And this one is how to find Wonderkids. Now, I think this one's pretty well known, but if you don't know it, click here, we've hit scouting, we've gone to players in range, and then we've changed it to general. Right click, insert general media description, and a bit you go. There's all your Wonderkids. Okay, so here's a tip for finding new players, just an extra way to get a few suggestions on players for a certain role. Jump on down here to transfers, and you go up here to director of football. Should note, it's important that you have a director of football. And then we can go to suggested targets. And let's just say we'll look for a striker to compete with Haaland on this one. But advance forward, make a suggestion. And these are the ones that have been recommended. And then if we want to get information on all of them, we select them all, get us a scout report. And in a few days, we'll have more information on all 3 of these players, and then we can decide whether we want to buy one. I think most people know about this one as well, but we're just covering it off. I personally don't like doing the press conferences. I find them repetitive after a while. So I go here to media, and it'll normally look like this when you start. Now, you can either give it to a member of staff if you care who it goes to, Gabriel Cisse, or you can just pass them all to the recommended member of staff. In this case, the assistant manager. Click OK. And the same with the training. I don't tend to do it. Let the assistant do it. I'll just sort the tactics out. That's one way to save you a job. Okay, so you've won the league with Man City and you fancy a bit more of a challenge. Let's see what jobs are about. So you go to staff, job security. Yeah, you can see Manchester United job. That would be controversial. Newcastle job. And then these 2 international jobs are insecure. So if I go there, and what you can do is declare interest when they're insecure. You can't do it if they're stable, so I can't declare interest in Mikel Arteta's. But whether they're international or a club job, if they're marked here as insecure, you can declare interest, and sometimes your reputation will then mean that this manager gets the sack and you can get the job. Be careful though, you might get sacked for going after jobs while in your current role. Maybe just stick to the ones that are free. I'll leave it up to you. Next tip, sometimes you've got affiliates, but you can negotiate to get a little bit more out of the affiliated club. So Manchester City, we've got Celtic as an affiliated club. So if we click on negotiate existing affiliation, so we've got the option here to add a loan agreement. So if I click on that, they think it's a good idea. Therefore, we accept your request and make the changes immediately. I can send players to Celtic, which sounds like a great idea. That obviously, top club in Scotland, can now send my youth players to Celtic on loan. Helps them, helps us develop them. Good agreement for all. So if you think you've got a bit of an injury-prone player. You feel like they're missing a lot of games. You're not really getting your money's worth. Is it time to move them on? Best place to check? No surprise, medical center. And then we come over here to injury history. And this will give you a breakdown of everyone who's out and been out. It'll tell you how long, what treatment they had, and what the injury was. You can see there's a couple of major ones in this squad. But over here, tells you the total number of days missed in a season. We're going to let Owusu off with that one. I mean, he's damaged cruciate ligaments. So I think, 200 days, 2 injuries, fair enough. But yeah, you would get an idea. If you had like 10 injuries here, it might be time to move that player on. If you can get a bit of cash for them and not contributing to the squad, time to move them on. So the next tip will help you add a little bit on to your transfer budget. So you can see with West Ham, got 52 million, good wage budget as well, but we just want a little bit more. We come on down here to transfers and we see what is available to buy or sell. I don't want to buy anyone, pay them off when we need to. Let's have a look. We've got Harrison Ashby. What can we get? We've got 25% of his next fee, and it'll give me 1.4 million now. He playing? Not playing at Newcastle. He's not played at Swansea on loan. In this case, we'll take it. Obviously, it'll be up to you to decide whether you think you'll get more money in the future or whether you'll benefit now. But if we sell that clause, and then we go back, you can see transfer budget's gone up, wage budget's gone up. We've got a little bit more money to spend right now. That's today's video. I hope there is at least one tip out of the 15 that will help you in your save. Whether you've been playing for a long time, whether you're new to the game, let me know which one is going to help you the most. If I haven't covered one and you've got one you want to share, drop it in the comments. And as for today, tip time done.